Welcome back to our channel, Warhammer fans, and to the very first episode of Win With, where we're kicking things off with a deep dive into the Necrons Combat Patrol. Today, we're exploring the ancient mechanized might of the Necrons, a force renowned for their resilience and deadly technology on the tabletop. We'll uncover the most effective strategies to utilize their unique abilities, maximize their reanimation protocols, and leverage their powerful units to secure victories in your competitive games. Whether you're looking to refine your current tactics or start fresh with the Necrons, this episode will equip you with everything you need to dominate the battlefield. Let's bring the power of the dynasties to life and start our conquest. Ready your Goss flares and prepare for battle. It's time to win with Necrons Combat Patrol. Hey guys, welcome back to the Miniatures Tavern. My name is Watts and I am super excited about the first episode of Win With. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Necron Combat Patrol. Now, I did a breakdown of this Combat Patrol. It was one of my last Combat Patrol deep dive videos. I will put a link up in the corner where you can check that out, and that will kind of fill in this whole video. So I took all the data sheets and stats from the Necron Combat Patrol box, and I fed them into my advanced language model. It's just a little AI program that I've been working on, a database that I've been creating, gathering data sheets of combat patrol units in order to run different scenarios, see which units would perform best on the battlefield, and maybe in hopes that the engine would spot any competitive advantages that would lead to competitive victories on the battlefield. And we're going to go over what that model suggested to me. So here we go. So before we jump in, let's take a look at the breakdown of the Combat Patrol. You have Overlord Immunotech. This is going to be the centerpiece of the box. This commanding figure not only serves as a potent leader, but also wields powerful weapons like the Tachyon Arrow and the Overlord's Blade. And this model provides both strategic and formidable offensive capabilities for this box. Next up, you got 10 Necron warriors. Now, this is going to be the backbone of your Necron army, and these warriors can be equipped with either Goss flayers for ranged attacks or Goss reapers for more powerful close-range combat, and that makes them very versatile on any battlefield. Scorpec destroyers, you get 3 models. These specialize in melee combat and they bring brutal strength and agility to your forces. Each model is equipped with a Scorpeth hypophase weapon and one unit. This unit can include a plasma scythe to enhance their lethality in close quarters. Next up, you're going to get 3 Canoptic Scarab Swarms. These are going to be fast and deadly. These swarms excel at overwhelming enemy defenses and are also perfect for capturing objectives and executing flanking maneuvers. And then finally, you have the Canoptic Doomstalker, and this is going to be your workhorse. This is a powerful mobile artillery unit armed with a Doomsday Blaster, and this model can dish out significant damage from a distance, making it a threat to any who dare oppose your march. So now that we understand the unit breakdown and the breakdown of the Combat Patrol box for the Necron army, the next thing I wanted to do is I asked the advanced language model to search and kind of give me a breakdown of the unit capabilities. Like, what are these units capable of doing in a battle? And this is what it came up with. Overlord Immunotech is equipped with a Tachyon Arrow and the Overlord's Blade, and Immunotech can deal devastating damage. He is best used by utilizing his protocol of resonant focus to enhance your attacks against key targets, making him not just a leader, but a pivotal player in taking down high-value enemies. Next up, for the Necron warriors, the language model really suggested that you split this unit into 2 squads armed with Goss flayers and Goss reapers. These warriors provide a versatile infantry support, and the best way to use these guys is to position them to leverage their rapid fire capabilities, and remember, their ability to reanimate makes them tough to permanently put down. Cool. The Scorpec destroyers, these melee specialists carry hyperphase weapons and are supplemented by a plasma scythe, enhancing their damage output. Use them to breach enemy lines and target weak spots in your opponent's armor. Very nice. It's a really melee heavy unit. Sounds like that's a great way to understand and use this unit's capabilities. Next up, you have the Canoptic Scarab Swarms. These are fast and deadly. These swarms excel in overwhelming enemy infantry and disrupting formations. The best way to use these guys and their capability is to deploy them to seize objectives and harass flanking units. And as I stated in my last video, this is a great unit to throw at vehicles to stop them. It is great for move blocking. They have 0 OC, but I believe there is a stratagem that allows you to give them one objective control point. So at the cost of 1 CP, they can grab and hold objectives. But these are pests, and they are pesky on the tabletop. You can use them to move block, and you can use them to interrupt and disrupt the enemy formations that are coming towards you. Awesome. And then finally, the unit capabilities for the Canoptic Doomstalker with its powerful Doomsday Blaster. This unit acts as your artillery, capable of laying waste from a distance. This unit's capability, or the best way to use this unit, is use it to control key areas of the map and provide covering fire as your army advances. As I mentioned before, this unit can sit on your home objective, and you can basically, in a combat patrol style game on the mat, you could basically shoot the board. There's going to be a couple things like maybe the back end of the opponent's backfield you're not going to be able to get to, but for the most part, you can shoot the board with this unit. So even the advanced learning model agrees that this unit capability is to control key areas of the map and provide fire as your army advances. Next up, I really wanted the language model to come up with some strategies on how to play this combat patrol unit. Like, what are some strategic plays that we can do in order to give us an advantage during a combat patrol battle? And this is what it came up with. Positioning. Start by positioning your Doomstalker to cover the most ground with its long-range attacks. Keep your warriors in formation to benefit from their numbers and reanimation protocols, with Scarab swarms ready to flank or contest objectives. The next strategy that it recommended was utilizing stratagems. Key stratagems like Mercurial Resilience give your units a critical invulnerable save, ideal during peak enemy fire phases. Disruption fields can be a game changer in melee scraps, giving you the upper hand in crucial brawls. And then objective control. Always be aware of your secondary objectives. For instance, Reclaim and Dominate encourages aggressive play into enemy territory, rewarding you for holding positions deep in the opponent's half. And finally, I was looking for some tactics and tips that we could apply to the Necrons Combat Patrol box. So the language model came up with some tactics and tips. And here we go. This is what they are. Number 1, reanimation protocols. Always end your turn in a manner that maximizes the potential of reanimation protocols. This means considering the placement of potential losses of each unit to ensure you can bring back as many models as possible. Balance aggression with defense. While Necrons are strong offensively, maintaining a balance with defensive plays is key. Use your mobility and the reanimation abilities to keep pressure on your opponent while not overextending your front lines. And finally, adapting to your opponent. Adjust your strategy based on your opponent's faction and playstyle. For example, against a highly mobile enemy, focus on pinning them down with your Scarabs and Destroyers, limiting their ability to maneuver freely around the board. And guys, there you go. With these strategies and tips, you'll be well on your way to mastering the Necron Combat Patrol in your competitive games. Remember, the key to victory is not only in the strength of your units, but in how you use them. And tune in next time for more tactics, breakdowns, and ways to win with your favorite armies. Until then, I'm Watts, and keep those Goss flares firing and conquer the battlefield.